Hi everyone, welcome to week 6 on the Dean's Family Wellbeing Journey. I'm going to have a quick catch up with Tracy now to discuss my last React video. So hi Tracy.
Hi Nadine, how you doing?
I'm good, thank you. Yourself?
Yeah, good. Looking forward to hearing your thoughts on that video. It's one of my favourites.
Yes, no, it was a really good video, and especially at this time, it's really hard because Zach is a bit of a hugger and he still forgets that he's still got to do the social distancing. But we watched it together and he liked doing the funny faces. He thought that was a good one.
Yeah.
But I said, but not everyone's gonna know what you're doing when you do a funny face. So just be mindful that you can't just randomly do a funny face to somebody.
Yeah.
Talk to them first, like yell out their name, and but no, it was good, and we've got a few little tricks up our sleeve which we're putting into place. But I suppose it's next week, being half term, is when we're going to know if it works or not. So
yeah, definitely. And half term is such a great opportunity to trial out different things, because you could even, just do a few little happy notes that say hello, love you, miss you, and just go around and post them through
that's what we plan to do
stories.
as well. We're definitely doing the letter thing. I thought that was brilliant.
Yeah, brilliant. That's great. That's really, really good. So I look forward to hearing next time about how you got on with doing that. The thing I love about that video as well is it really nicely ties into what we were talking about with empathy, showing empathy to our children, because we so often forget, like, we're in the stress of this pandemic, but we forget that they're in the stress of it too. And we just tend to think, oh, they're kids, they're resilient. But actually, they struggle with the same overwhelm that we struggle with and the same stress that we struggle with. So this is a lovely way of sitting with them and just showing them through with the story that you actually get it, that you understand it's difficult for them. So you've got the empathy where you can connect with them, which is so powerful. And then you're empowering them because you're giving them things they can do about it. So you're acknowledging they're in this stressful situation that they don't like, but then you're actually giving them a bit of control over what they can do in that situation, which, the same as us, as adults, we need that as well, don't we? We need that level of empowerment. Right, this is happening and I've got no control. What can I do? A big part of well-being is about us being able to take control of areas of our life and start to feel more competent. So I love that. So it helps us connect with them, it helps them process their feelings, gives them things they can do. And the other thing I like about it is when we emotionally connect and we show that empathy to our children and we have that connection with them, because they know that we know and we get it, and they start to feel better, you get this knock-on effect with their behaviour, because when we feel better, we behave better. And that's true for us, it's true for our kids, isn't it, when we're behaving. So it's this idea of really connecting with them and helping them to feel better, so that, well, because we want them to feel better, but also a nice side effect of that is that they then behave better, which reduces our stress. And that's the whole aim of the game, especially thinking about half term coming up, isn't it? It's how do we reduce toxic stress over the holiday?
Yes, and not flipping your lid as well. So going back to your breathing techniques and things like that. But no, it was really good. And you're right, because when I'm stressed out, Zach knows I'm stressed out. He can tell, he can feel the tense kind of thing. So showing that empathy, because as an adult, I understand it more than what he will do at 6. So I'm looking at it through his eyes, that for him this is a massive change. It's a change for us as adults, and I am struggling, but for him, he must be really, really struggling to come.
Definitely. And I think we forget sometimes that children really live in the moment. So if that situation is happening today, then that's their whole world. For us, we can think, oh, hopefully by the spring things will change, and we can forward plan, and we can look forward to, and we can put it in perspective a bit more. But for kids, they live in that moment, don't they? So if this is what's happening today, then that becomes more overwhelming, because they can't actually believe that things are going to change or improve, because they're just focused on today, aren't they, a lot of the time. So thinking about this, using stories as a brilliant way to show empathy and to connect with our children and help them process their feelings. So the other side to that is helping them understand when it's okay to worry and when they don't need to worry. So I'm going to put the link in as well on their Facebook page for another brilliant book called The Huge Bag of Worries, which is really, really good way of showing children what to do when they've got worries that are too big for them and when they don't need to worry, because some of the things they worry about are things that they don't need to worry about. They can trust the adults who are looking after them to worry about those things. So I'll put that in because that's a really good one.
Okay.
I wanted to focus today though on the other side of it. So there's empathy, which is a really great way of connecting, but the other great way of connecting, which we talked about, is playfulness.
Right.
And I know for you this is kind of a bit of a tough one, because like many of us, you're just concerned a little bit about making yourself look silly. But it's so important. I think we talked about this before. It is so important when we can just get on our kids' level and really connect with them and have fun with them and play with them, because what that does is not only it strengthens our bond with them, but it also, if we're playing and we're having fun, then that reduces all those toxic chemicals of cortisol and adrenaline, and that actually just creates these lovely positive chemicals in our brain like oxytocin. So it's a great way of reducing stress. So the challenge for half term is to step out of your comfort zone that a little bit more and come away from the safety of board games, so like sitting there playing snakes and ladders, which is brilliant, and I definitely want you to carry on doing that, definitely. Okay. But what I would challenge you to do is maybe go next level and think about, could you actually turn your front room into a den? Could you get the blankets could you get a blanket out and throw it over the back of the sofa and a chair and make a little den and sit in there and have snack time in the den? You know, could you do that? Could you, for example, you know, and it depends what Zach's favourite thing is. You know, if his favourite thing is cars or dinosaurs or what, you know, whatever his favourite thing is, link some playfulness to that. So for it, like when my boys were really young, they loved Super Mario, so we would get like gold coins, like the gold coins of Mario Kart, and I would just hide them around the house, and then we would just like, so when they woke up I was like, right, let's go on a hunt, and then they'd have to find the coins, and then obviously they could eat some of them, and then they could hide them for me, and then we could take it in turns hiding them. Just things like that are just quite active, quite fun. So gets rid of some of their energy. If you're stuck in at half term, that's so important, being able to find ways of getting rid of some energy, and just really getting in touch with your imagination, because when you can do that and really connect on their level, because kids have brilliant imaginations, you can get to this next level of playfulness and connection. What do you think?
No, that's good. I think Zach's more singing and dancing.
Okay.
But I think he would like a den. I mean, we sometimes play around in the den in my bed in the morning. If he doesn't want to go to school, he said, let's just pretend that we're in a tent and we don't need to go to school and you don't need to go to work today. But I think a den in the front room would be fun, because I have to admit, we're one of the someone who says toys stay in the bedroom, so you don't bring your toys out in the front room. So, and being half term, it's going to be hard, and you know, and I need to be more playful with him. So maybe I need to, like you say, widen it out a little bit and say, okay, let's bring the toys in and go from there, kind of thing. I'm not going to lie, I'm pretty nervous, but
yeah, and I get that, and I think for your sanity, I think for a lot of our sanities, like when the house is a mess, then that is kind of stressful. So it's not got to be a huge scale. It can just be like, right, okay, let's do this. And then after you've built the den or whatever, then turn it into a game to pack it away so that you've cleared up the sofa, ready to sit and watch a film together. So you can involve them in tidy up time afterwards, and with a purpose. So, right, okay, we're putting the sofa back and we're folding up the blankets so that now we can sit and watch something. So there's something in it for them. They're going to want to help you tidy it up. But just doing those things shows them, if they're going off to play, then you're not connecting with them. When you're bringing them in and you're doing play in the front room, then that's giving them this powerful message that you really want to get stuck in and play with them and enjoy time with them. And the more imagination you can tap into, the better, definitely.
Okay.
And it goes back to this thing that we said before, is really being aware of yourself and the fact that you worry about what people think, and just recognizing that you feel like that, but that's okay, and actually you're just doing it in the safety of your own front room, so nobody's there, nobody's watching. And if he loves singing and dancing, then one of the things you could do is just make a pretend stage. So, you know, put something, you know, a big bit of A3 paper on the floor, and that could be the stage area. And then, you know, you could draw little, you know, stick men on bits of paper, and they could become the audience. So take some of the things that he loves to do and just add a bit more imagination to it. So that's the key to it, really. Things that you like doing, that he likes doing, and then just bring in a bit more playfulness.
Okay, he's got loads of teddy bears, so they could be the audience. He'll love that.
Yeah, perfect. Definitely. And then the other thing you can do is you can just record it, not to show anybody, but I'm just thinking, maybe show your husband or your mum or someone, like he could just go, oh, this is our little show we did, and he could, you know, he wouldn't have to, but you could record him doing his bit of the show. It doesn't have to be you recording you on the show. Okay. That would be a step too far, you know, for most of us, I should think. So yeah, so that's the challenge, to get out there and just be a bit more playful and creative. Carry on with the empathy and the connection. And when you're trying to juggle the stress of working from home and being playful and connecting, I think just being open with our kids is so helpful. Just being able to say to them, you know, this is the planner for today. So for the first 2 hours while you're watching TV or while you're playing this is what I'm going to be doing. And then when we've got that out of the way, this is our time to play. So just make a little planner so they know what the schedule is. But really, really important to that, build in time for you and your self-care, which is so tough, especially if you're trying to work and look after children. But really, we talked about it so much, this self-care and self-compassion and building that into the routine, really, really important, because if we're emotionally well, we've got that resilience to manage our stress, then we can manage our children's stress so much better. So that's what the next clip is today, is just to have a little think a bit more about our own resilience and building on that, ready so that we can positively manage half term.
Okay, brilliant. I'm looking forward to doing the react video then, and my challenge, I will work on it.
Yeah, perfect.
I'm going to start this weekend and let's go on, and we'll do like a little timetable, and so he knows what to expect and things. It'd be something to look forward to for both of us.
Yeah, brilliant. I hope you have a great half term.
Thank you, Tracy. Take care. Speak soon.
Take care. Bye.
Bye.